Hello and welcome to our special SME segment today at Leaderonomics. I'm speaking to Gopi Ganesalingam, who is the founder and former CEO of Lava Protocol. He is also currently the Vice President of Enterprise Development at MDEC Malaysia. Hi Gopi, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, pleasure is mine.
So, in what ways have you seen technology change the way we work?
Well, it's going to probably disclose my age. So 27 years ago when I first started working, we didn't have mobile phones. Rather we had, but it was the big bulky ones.
Right.
And when you leave the office on a Friday night, Friday evening, up till Monday morning, it was a weekend. There was no, there was no disturbances, right? You don't get emails, you don't get phone calls for the proper weekend. Today, I think things are different with the digital platforms, with the collaboration, with social media, with emails constantly coming in. You're working all the time.
Yeah, it's like you never leave.
You never leave. Yeah. The office never leaves you. You don't leave the office.
Exactly.
So things have changed. So technology has changed the way we work. But I must say, maybe we're working a lot smarter. We're working more efficiently. We are working towards outcomes, immediate outcomes.
Right. Things don't have to wait.
You don't have to wait. And everyone's working all the time. And so it's the trick about finding that work-life balance, and one has to do that very well.
So what would you say keeps you excited and motivated for what you do?
I think it's the immediate outcomes. You don't have to wait. You can see things, you can correct things, you can move things, you can gather the team together. It is inspiring the team at the same time, which traditionally was not there. It was very difficult, right?
Right. So what do you think, what do you see as the biggest positive in this change?
I think it's the collaboration. Right. It is the collaboration of bringing like-mindedness people on board. It's working towards a common goal. It's working towards a common vision. It is just jumping there and getting things done.
Gopi, in your opinion, how has MDEC shaped the landscape of SMEs in Malaysia?
So MDEC is the champions for digital economy for Malaysia. Where we are both the driver and the catalyst for the digital economy here in Malaysia. Be it whether it's businesses or it's the SME community or even the citizens. By and large, I think MDEC is changing the landscape. Yes. And you will see, so we have also, so to answer your question directly on the SME, I think there are a lot more companies that have moved on to the digital platform. Yeah. We are seeing brick and mortar companies moving on to digital platforms. We are seeing usage of apps. Companies coming up with apps. Even just now, this morning, I saw this young lady who's now come up with this app, and she was running a brick and mortar company. And what she's doing is she's putting all the baby information that you want to send a kid to kindergarten, you want to start a party. It's such simple apps, but the digital platform is allowing this kind of ideation to come in place.
Right, so consumers get it directly, instantly, according to their needs as well.
That's right.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. What excites you the most about this potential that is there? You
know, when I started I was an entrepreneur as well. So when I started my own business, these platforms were not there. So what excites me most is we're able to try ideas very quickly. And if you're failing fast, you fail fast. You don't take a long time to fail, right? And so ideation is so much easier now. Trial and error is so much easier now. It doesn't cost you a lot of money.
That also sounds like it brings a lot of competition.
It does, but even it's a competition that makes you better. It's a competition that's going to drive you. It's a competition that's going to make you stand out. Yeah. And I think that allows the SMEs to then have the best handout. You know, the best handout and healthy competition is always welcome.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like you get an idea, you can immediately check it out whether people are already doing it. Maybe not just in Malaysia, but elsewhere as well.
So that's an important point that you brought up. The digital platform is not all about Malaysia. It's not just all about PJ or KL. It's about the global market. So you can actually scale up your business.
Yes, it opens so many doors.
It does. It does.
What would you say is an important or key characteristic for a leader?
I think if you ask me that one word is trustworthiness. Okay. I say trustworthiness because if there's trustworthiness, not just in words, but also in the way you display yourself, trustworthiness, trust then encourages you to be open, to be transparent, you have better ideation. When you have better ideation, you have better team play, you have better execution, Trustworthiness is doing things without without the ability to be fearful. Right. So I think all that brings about the high performance culture that organizations today should to embrace, and we do that in MDEC as well. Yeah. We are embracing high performance culture.
And sometimes leaders may not have necessarily all the information, not because they don't want to, but industry is just like that. And the team needs to trust them in the decisions that they make as well.
Exactly.
Without having to know in what's going to happen yet.
So there's a difference between trustworthiness and making a mistake. We all make mistakes. Yes. But I think integrity and trust, which go together, I think is utmost important for a leader.
What is one thing that you would say SMEs shouldn't compromise on when they are expanding?
I think, has the scale, I think it's integrity and professionalism. I know it's very difficult out there in the marketplace, but I think if SMEs can always have integrity in the way they discharge their business, they execute their business, and be professional, I think it will take them a long way. It may be a longer route for some, but I think at least you'll go to bed peacefully because you're doing all the right things. And when you have the right products, you're doing the right thing, you attract the right people to work with you. Right. And these right people who work with you will build your business for you.
Yeah, going to bed easy is a good thing.
That's right.
Not having that anxiety.
That's right. And that anxiety can kill you.
It's so true.
It's true.
It has nothing to do with age anymore.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. What would be some top tips or advice that you would give to aspiring SME leaders?
I think, like I said just now, I think it is about displaying a vision. Yeah. It's about displaying the passion you have for the business. It's about bringing all the right people onto your team. It's about being open. It's being transparent. Things have changed. It's no more being a boss. It's being a leader. A leader is someone who pulls people together, who inspires, who's able to tell their own life stories, who's able to meetings of mind, they're able to inspire you.
Yeah, able to relate as well.
Able to relate and able to grow the business. Once you grow the people, growing the people is bigger than growing the business, because when you grow the people, you have the right people on board, the people will grow your business.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I believe in as well.
Talent development is still one of the key things to focus on.
It's probably the most important. Right. The second is probably cash flows.
Yeah, necessary.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, and lastly, one bonus question before we end the segment. Tell us a little bit about your first job.
My first job, I will say my first job was, I would like to speak about my second job more than my first job. Okay. My first job was in a Japanese company, Matsushita, and I was a factory accountant. Right. And I found that to be very boring, not because the company was boring, but my role was, I was a bean counter, and I don't have the personality to be a bean counter. But my second job, which I worked for 7 years, was with American Express. And I think that's a company that built me as a leader, exposed me, and made me the person I was. And then I was ready to go and serve the region in Asia Pacific.
What is one challenge or lesson that you took away from your first or second job?
My second job, the first thing that I went for when I became a manager was a course about being a manager. And they said that you're called a manager because you need to manage people. So if you're doing the work yourself, then you're not a good manager. Yes. So that is the takeaway. So it's about managing and making sure that you're able to lead the team.
Okay. Thank you, Gopi, for being on the show and sharing all your advice with us.
Thank you so much. Pleasure's mine.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching.